Hi everybody, here are a couple more problems from that practice test that some people had questions about. So here's number 3, sort of a big rational expression that we need to simplify. So this one is, it's a rational expression divided by another rational expression. And the best way to divide rational expressions is to convert the division to multiplication. You do this in the same way as for fractions. To divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. So we'll do the same thing here. So the division is this right here, right? The longer fraction bar sort of implies that that is the final division in the whole thing. So when we convert that one to multiplication, we get this. A squared plus 5a plus 6 over a plus 3 times, now we need to multiply by the reciprocal of the rational expression in the denominator, and that's this one here, a squared minus 3a minus 10. So the reciprocal of a squared minus 3a minus 10, well, we need a squared minus 3a minus 10 in the denominator here. And right, this rational expression, a squared minus 3a minus 10, it doesn't really have a denominator, but that means the denominator is really 1. So the denominator becomes the numerator when you do the reciprocal, so we get this. All right, so now we need to multiply these rational expressions. Well, multiplying rational expressions, it's best to simplify before multiplying anything out, so let's factor everything. We're going to get, in the numerator on the left here, we get a plus 3 times a plus 2, and the denominator is already factored, so a plus 3 times 1 over, now we can factor this denominator. Let's see, we're going to get a minus 5 times a plus 2. And now we can start canceling things. It looks like this a plus 3 is going to cancel that a plus 3. And the a plus 2 over here is going to cancel the a plus 2 in the denominator on the right. And the only thing left behind is, well, 1 in the numerator, and in the denominator, a minus 5. All right, so that's it for that one. Now let's look at number 4, which I have conveniently prepared over here. All right, so we're subtracting two rational expressions. These two rational expressions already have a common denominator. So we can go ahead and proceed directly to the subtracting part without messing around with the denominators at all. So we get 2p squared minus 4p plus 1, here we go, minus, now the numerator on the right, p squared minus 3p plus 21. And the denominator is still p plus 4. Okay, now in the numerator, we're going to have to distribute this minus sign here. Don't forget that part. This minus sign applies to everything in the numerator over here, not just the p squared part. So this becomes 2p squared minus 4p plus 1 minus p squared plus 3p minus 21 all over p plus 4 again. Okay. Now we need to combine like terms. So we have a 2p squared minus p squared, that's p squared. We have minus 4p plus 3p, that's minus p. And then plus 1 minus 20, that's minus 20. Sorry, plus 1 minus 21 is minus 20, all over p plus 4. Okay, now we've finished subtracting, but anytime you do anything with rational expressions, you need to think about if things simplify anymore if you factor everything. So the denominator is already factored, but the numerator, it looks like we can factor it, so we should factor it just to see if anything else cancels. So it looks like this numerator is p minus 5 times p plus 4. And since there's a p plus 4 in the denominator as well, these cancel. And we get p minus 5. So that whole thing really is just p minus 5. Good luck on the midterm either tonight or tomorrow.